I want to talk to you about the time your girl Shy got arrested in Germany. It wasn't an arrest. I actually got kicked off of an airplane, Lufthansa, for wearing my mask. I was minding my business. Child, you need to talk. Okay, hi my lovelies. It's your girl Shy. You already know. Thank you so much for chiming in with me today, right here on the Lifestyle Detox. As your accountability partner, I need you to go over to anchor.fm/the Lifestyle Detox podcast and follow me there. And don't forget to like and follow me here on Facebook because, child, we need to talk. I'm not going to make this a long story time. I'm just going to tell you my experience on how I got booted off the plane and that experience with being with those police in Germany. You will be very shocked about how this all went down. I was minding my business. I'm traveling to Africa to go see my husband. His father just passed away, so I wanted to go over there and support, keep him uplifted, and make sure, he wasn't struggling in any way during that time of his father's death. So I'm minding my business, coming from all the way from the U.S. to Nigeria, trying to get to Nigeria. I had to stop in Germany. Everything was going so smooth. Normally, like when I travel overseas, it's so complicated, it's very difficult, and it's very draining. But, and I normally get stuck somewhere in some foreign country. I normally get stuck there for at least 1 to 3 days. So this time I'm thinking, okay, wow, I made it to my last flight. I'm almost to my husband, So lo and behold, we get on this flight, the Lufthansa flight, going to Nigeria, Lagos. This flight was late for one. So we're sitting in the airplane. Everybody's on the plane already. Now the pilot is letting us know that they're having technical issues. They have to get something done before we can fly, right? So we waited in the airplane for about an hour, hour and a half, probably a little longer, but I'm just probably being a little nice about it. But it was at least an hour. Mind you, I had a mask on. I had my wisdom mask on. If you know my story, I have a mask with my son's face on it, and I also wore my shirt with my son's face on it. Quick little review, my lovelies. If you haven't been following my story and Wisdom's story, Wisdom was taken from me. But if you would like to know how the process all went down, just look at my old videos and you'll know and be updated on what happened with my son and how I'm working to get him back. But this was the mask that I wore. Every time I travel, I wear the mask. And I try to wear that shirt as well. So the flight attendant passed me by saying that you have the wrong mask on. And I said, how is it the wrong mask? I read the policy, and I also read on the government's website that the only mask that will not be accepted was vented mask. Any mask that is vented, you can breathe through it, or a bandana. I didn't have either one on. I had on a regular mask that had my son's face on it, and she said it was the wrong mask. I said, can you please show me a policy that tells me that I need to wear a surgical mask? Because that's what she said. She said in the state, that country, which was Germany, the law requires for everybody to wear a surgical mask. So she came back. She brought a different flight attendant. I don't know if it was a supervisor or what. She brought her over to me. And I was, still asking questions. I'm not just the type of person that will, just tell me one thing and I'm believing it. Or I've been abused. I've been bullied a lot, and I do not tolerate none of that. So I check it at the door. I'm like this gatekeeper person. Like, you can't get nothing past me because I'm always going to come back with some type of rebuttal or a question to kind of like understand more, not to be on the defensive side, but just to understand a little bit better. Like, am I wrong, or should I do it? I've been deceived a lot. So if you can only imagine a person, asking a lot of questions. And that's all I was doing. I was asking questions like, well, what's wrong with the mask I have? I did, after a while, they brought me another mask, which was the surgical mask, the blue and white mask. I put that mask on that they gave me, and I put my mask on top of it. This flight attendant lady was giving me so much attitude. She was telling me that I was acting childish. I told her that she was acting very unprofessional to even say that to me, as a customer of this airline, So it was just a very ignorant situation that occurred. And even the people who were like witnessing around me, it was the flight to Africa, so it was a lot of African people. There was also some white people up there, a little handful of white people. But for the most part, everybody who was witnessing was saying to that flight attendant that you are being rude to this lady. Like, what's the problem? My nose was covered, my mouth was covered, damn near my whole face was covered, So it was crazy, man. Like, we waited another 15 minutes for the pilot was actually leaving. And she was like, I'm going to tell the pilot to stop the plane and call the police. So I felt the plane go, the plane was going back to the gate. I'm thinking like he's just going to fly. Like, it's not a big deal. It's a mask. I put the mask that y'all gave me on. Great. Let's move on. Like, I'm minding my business, watching a movie, just minding my business. Got my headphones and everything going. Like, I'm literally just minding my business. So I let them know, the other flight attendants that were like standing by the door, I had to tell them, like, can you please go and let the pilot know that he does, because the pilot made an announcement at this time. He made an announcement saying that he's going back to the gate because someone is refusing to wear their mask. And we're looking at each other like, well, who's refusing to put the mask on? Because I had a mask on before, but then I put the other mask on that they gave me, and then I put my mask on top of the surgical mask. So what could be the issue now? The only thing, turns out that the lady lied and said that I refused to put on a mask. I refused to wear a mask. So the pilot ended up calling the police to escort me off of the plane. Oh my gosh, I was very heated, but I was not yelling. I was asking questions like, how could somebody just abuse their power like that and kick somebody off of a plane over a mask that she already is wearing? It was just beyond me, that situation. But I knew something was in this. Something this needed to happen. Like, I needed to get this experience because God makes no mistakes, right? And I was just minding my business. Like, I was so excited to get to Lagos to see my husband. Like, I was just very eager, and I was happy because everything went smoothly. But all of a sudden, this situation happens. Of course, something has to happen when everything is going too smoothly. Let me tell y'all, she really got upset when I took a picture of her badge, because that's what I did. Because she was just being very rude, and I'm not gonna curse you out. I'm not gonna be rowdy and embarrass myself or make myself look stupid. So I was very calm. I'm always a calm person, but when those police came in to escort me out, I was trying to explain to the cops. Even the lady, the African lady next to me who was sitting beside me, was asking the police, like, can she just say sorry? Like, because all of this is uncalled for. People behind me were saying the same thing. They would, even the African man behind, like 2 rows behind me, tapped the officer and was like, officer, she's the one that was being rude. And the flight attendant, heard everything, and he even confronted the flight attendant and was like, you were the one that was being rude to her. I'm listening to all of this, like, as I'm talking to the officer, I can hear them like defending me. And as I'm, something just said, you know what, let me get my stuff and just get off the plane in a peaceful manner. And that's exactly what I did. As I'm walking up, the people in first class, a lot of Africans, she was like, my sister, what is the issue? And I was like, I don't even know. Like, she's saying that I don't even know. And I just kept walking off the plane. Like, she actually stood up and was like, my sister, what is the issue? So it was a very peculiar situation that occurred. But once I got off the plane, I was letting the pilot know, like, how are you kicking somebody off the plane? Why did you have to call the cops and kick somebody off the plane? It's not like I was disrespecting that lady in any way. Like, I'm not cursing at her. I'm not spitting on her. I'm not yelling. I'm not making a scene or anything. And he said, my flight attendant did nothing wrong. And they just did not want it. They didn't want to hear anything I was saying. They didn't want to talk to me or nothing. Yeah, so this part is when I got off the plane. You guys will hear the officers trying to explain what's going on to me. But this is the part where I was very intentional about my recording. I wanted this experience to be documented just in case anything happened to me and that my family would know the truth.
I wasn't there.
I'm telling you, and other passengers were telling you that she was rude to me. Soon you will witness how rude they were and how, much they were threatening to, like, use force on me and things like that. So just keep watching. It's a lot of detail, but here you go.
It takes 2 ladies to search you.
For what? You can get my information.
You need to report this. I need your passport.
Whatever information that
you want to be searched by 2 ladies?
Sir. Why are you threatening me?
We have to report this.
I commit
the whole time
to have to give you over my things? I'm free.
I need your passport.
You can get any information
you
need
from
the
your
people who
passport. Please
me.
give me your passport or I take it with force.
I'm
the whole time very friendly to you, ma'am. Give me your passport.
She said the same thing. Like, just because you're being friendly does not mean I don't know my rights. Like, I'm a free woman. I don't have to give you anything because I'm not under arrest.
In the terminal and they rebooked your flight.
What did I do?
They sent you out of the plane.
What did I do though?
You will figure it out.
How can you figure it out if they didn't tell you what I did?
I need your passport now.
I need you to tell me what I did.
Okay, so listen to me, okay? So if you wore the right mask, we have to write that down because
Here they go again, sending another woman over to try to quote unquote de-escalate the situation, but she wasn't any better than them. She was as rude as they were. Oh no, I'm just this myself.
Yeah, it's yourself. But can you stop that now, please?
No, I can't because I don't feel safe right now.
Okay,
I'm not in my country, and this is for my security purpose. I know deep down that lady only called the police and went back and lied and said I refused to put my mask on was because I took a picture of her badge. What's her name? Because I will say her name on here. Her name is I have a lot of video of every step that I was going through, even in the police district at the airport. But I got in the police van. I'm letting them know like what was going on. They was like, well, we can't do anything about it because once the pilots say they can't fly somebody, they have to get them, we have to come and get you guys off. You're not being arrested. They let me know that everything was going to be okay. Long story short, everything wasn't okay. Walked in, everybody was like rude. Once you go in jail, they just assume you do something. It wasn't even a jail. It was like a holding place. In a bunch of offices, but once you go into those places, they automatically assume that you're the one that did something wrong. So they ended up going through my they wanted to go through my bag. I kept refusing, like, no, like, why y'all treating me as if I'm some type of criminal, as if I did something. My property is my rights, and I choose not to consent to any of y'all searches or seizures that y'all trying to do. I'm just letting them know, like, I'm not here for that. I'm not trying to do anything. Just take me back to the airport, and I need to figure out how I'm going to get to Lagos with my husband. So these police officers were like they were trying to intimidate me. I wasn't intimidated at the least. I can't even really go through it because it's so many little details, but I'm just gonna make this real short. Long story short, I ended up waiting in this holding cell for about 5 hours. They took me in the room. I'm trying to record what's going on because they literally was talking to me as if I was just some piece of trash. And they kept telling me that they need my passport and blah, blah, blah. So I gave them my passport after some time now. They told me that I needed to wait until somebody can translate my English to the police officer that had me there so that they can make a report about it. I said, well, I'm not reporting nothing. Whatever y'all need to report, y'all get that information from whoever called y'all, because they're the ones that y'all need to get the information from. And they was like, no, we have to get it from you too. I said, no, but they're the ones that called the police on me, so they should tell y'all what I did. Like, what the hell? Like, I'm confused. So I kept saying, you know, they kept trying to get me to sign papers that's not even in my language, and I have the documentation. I'm just like, okay, whatever. Like, after 5 hours, I was just trying to get out of there. Okay. I put down the wrong address. Yes, I did, because you don't need to know none of my business. Okay. So even though they had my passport, they went to go stamp it since I was in a different country. I was in Germany. So they had to go take it through borders and get my passport stamped so that I can get back through in the airport. Long story short, they ended up dropping me off at the airport. They wanted me to pay some type of money. I told them that I didn't have anything. My husband had all my money, everything. So I said I can't get anything until I get to my husband, which was a total lie. But don't violate me, because in some way, indirectly, you're going to get violated back, and I'm not going to give you what you want. That's just what it is. And I don't call it I don't even think it's me violating them back. It's just, you're harassing me, you're abusing me, and now you want me to give you what you want. So, excuse me, I definitely disagree with all of that whole situation. They ended up taking me back to the airport 5 hours later. I had to pay another $1,500 to get back on one plane to go to Nigeria. Once I got to Lagos, I found out that I was banned from flying on that plane, which Lufthansa is actually United. Lufthansa actually hosts United Airways. So it was really United, but Lufthansa was the carrier, which was the flight. But Lufthansa is the one that banned me from flying with their airlines, I guess, indefinitely. I don't know. I wouldn't even want to get on it, you know. But coming back home to America or to the U.S. was just crazy too, because I called before I boarded my flight, and they said everything was going to be okay. Everything is normal. You can just fly, because I told them about the situation. United. I called United directly. They reissued me another ticket, blah, blah, blah. I got back on. They would not let me board my flight. I got through security, everything. But once that gate opened to get on the flight, somehow 4 hours later, they was calling me, which I didn't hear my name, but they said they called me and was telling me that I'm banned and I can't fly. So long story short, I ended up having to pay another $1,500 to get back home. But this is the thing, I had to pay extra money because I was coming to Philadelphia originally so that I can leave the next day to go to San Diego to handle some business. But I ended up just booking my flight straight to San Diego so that I wouldn't miss that meeting that I had. So I went to San Diego and now I'm back in Philadelphia. But my thing is, this situation, like, it taught me to really humble myself. Like, I have to really humble myself with asking questions, especially in different countries. Like, they really got offended when I was asking questions and asking them if they can show me like a policy, exercising my rights. They don't like that. They don't even like it here, but they really don't like that in different countries. The damn officer kept mentioning, oh, well, you can do that in your country, but you can't do that here. Oh, it's called coercion in your country. They didn't even know what coercion meant. She told my son, oh, that's only in your country. There's no coercion here. She didn't know what it meant. I said, how can a word be meant in a different, like, no, that just didn't make any sense. The law is the law, like, anywhere you go. But, well, they do vary in different countries, but as far as like certain things, come on now. But that's my story time about when I got booted off of a flight for wearing my mask. That's crazy. But y'all make sure y'all subscribe to my channel. You know, I'm the CEO and the founder of Empower Me Network. I do have a podcast called the Lifestyle Detox Podcast. I just got approved for my copyright certificate, so I will be putting out and publishing some written works, and I'm so excited about that because I've been writing books for such a long time, and I'm finally going to get my work out there. And I talk a lot about strengthening the family unit in different ways. You know, it's not as boring as it sounds, but I definitely think the root of a lot of our problems here is the 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 fact that families are broken at home. So everything starts in the home, and I just want, like, even with myself, like, I don't think I'm an angry person, but other people think I'm angry, I'm aggressive, and this and that. And I don't want to come off as that way, but I'm not going to change, you know, who I am. But I will try to understand a little better on why I do behave the way I behave, you know. So I've been going to therapy. I've been doing therapy for a little over a year now, you know, working on some PTSD issues, I guess. But I, to my understanding, like, everybody around me has it. You know, some people are in denial. Some people might think that they don't, but we all have some type of trust issues. We've all been abused. If you have never been abused, more than likely you were the abuser. But even if you are the abuser, you're still abusing yourself. Like, by you abusing someone else, you're abusing yourself indirectly. You might not know it, but your life is going to be hell, and it's going to stay hell unless you make that change and transition. So me, your girl, Shy, will be your accountability partner. So that's who I am with the Lifestyle Detox Podcast, with my books, with everything that I do. It is me being your accountability partner. I do have some challenges that I'm working on to starting up again. Every month I'm going to be doing every other month I'm going to be doing a new challenge on my social media so that people can actually join in and, you know, get to know me. I get to know them, and we just build this super empowerment network, you know. So that's what it's all about. I love you, and make sure you subscribe. All right. God bless you. Woo, thank you, Lord. It felt so good to tell you my story about how I was mistreated. And if you guys would like to support by purchasing a mask or a shirt, just hit me up. You already know where I'm at. You can follow me on Anchor, the Lifestyle Detox Podcast, and also on my social media, Chime with Shy, the Lifestyle Detox Podcast on Facebook. Also, Empower Me Network. Empower Me Network. Remember, Empower Me Network. Finally, a network moving us forward. God bless you, my lovelies.